Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the e-commerce flight brought to you in association with Amazon. My name is Supriya and I've been actually planning to buy a television since 2 to 3 months. But what am I waiting for? Not Christmas. Actually, the Amazon Great Indian Festival. If you live in my country, the excitement here is just next level for it. And I'll tell you why. Because you get the best deals, countless savings across categories, and that's exactly what we look forward to. So I was actually looking forward to this episode of the e-commerce flight because of the guest we have today in this episode. I have so many questions because the Great Indian Festival, the Amazon Great Indian Festival is so big for all of us, especially at times when we totally go out on a shopping spree. So joining us today is Mr. Gaurav Bhatnagar. Gaurav is the Director Sales at Amazon India. Finally, we welcome you, Gaurav. How are you doing?
Hi, Supriya. Thank you so much for having me here. Absolutely fabulous. A great time right now in the middle of the Great Indian Festival.
Absolutely.
So wonderful to be here today.
Yes, and wonderful to shop.
Always.
True, right?
Yes.
I mean, everyone has been going crazy shopping. The festive season is always special. So, first of all, many congratulations on another successful edition of the Amazon Great Indian Festival. The sale is on. How's it going?
The sale has started
Absolutely.
on a fantastic note. Our sellers are doing, extremely well. The customers are enjoying their shopping spree, as you called out.
You have one sitting right here.
Absolutely. So, it's a great time. The floors are buzzing at office, and I'm sure they are buzzing at our sellers' offices as well. So it's a time of the year where we look at preparing for months. The teams work with sellers for many months, working for the sale,
Right.
per se. But it's a great time to be in the e-commerce industry. As you said, the e-commerce flight is the name of the episode. So this is the time where if you look at, this year has been extremely good for the e-commerce industry. As per many reports, in fact, this festive sale is expected to be, deliver growths of over, 23% per se. If we look at also, the way the sale has started, we've seen incredible growth, already. In the first 48 hours of the sale that we were looking at, there have been many thousands of sellers who've already got their highest ever sales, in that sense. 2 out of 3, nearly 67% of the sellers come from tier 2 plus cities. And these sellers, are entrepreneurs, small, medium businesses, weavers, artisans, women entrepreneurs. Having, and seeing them get orders per minute of nearly as high at 1,500 orders per minute in the first 48 hours is really heartening and very exciting. It augurs also very well for us to, tell us that, this is going to be the best ever sale that we've had with Amazon Great Indian Festival.
That's wonderful. That's actually insane, the numbers that you also mentioned. Okay, so now Amazon claims that under Amazon Prime alone, the company now delivers more than 10 lakh items on this same day and more than 40 lakh items the next day. Now, at this rate, I'm actually wondering how a regular day at Amazon differs from festival days. I mean, if a regular day is this hectic, what's happening during festival days?
Yeah, so Supriya, I think one of the things on the way we think about is that it has to be very easy for our customers and sellers to operate on the marketplace. Think about it. When you are buying as a customer, it has to be one click. It has to be very easy for you to be able to do that.
True.
And while that happens, there is a huge amount of technology which is operating to make this happen. Across multiple aspects of the business. Now, one of the things that we feel very excited about is that across elements of our business, we deploy machine learning artificial intelligence and make sure that the aspect of end-to-end, as you talked about, delivery that is happening of 10 lakh products on same day, 40 lakh products on next day,
Yes.
is a combination of the magic of technology with people.
Correct.
Yeah. So on the technology side, there are over 42 data centers which work across the country to make some of this happen. We have many thousand, last mile stations which bring these products to you as a customer, and over many thousands of our delivery associates who are working day in and day night to make sure that you as a customer is actually getting the deliveries on time as we've promised to you while you were ordering the products that we were looking at.
True.
Yeah.
Because for customers, it's just one thing. Ki kab aayega, track kar lo, and all of that. But at the back end, we never have the idea, the amount of people, the amount of tech that goes into making sure everything is seamless and on time for you. So that is actually wonderful. Okay, so now there are all sorts of sellers at your marketplace. You also mentioned about the tier 2 sellers that you have. Now, having worked in a few, I'm sure the large businesses have the means and the bandwidth to look out for themselves. But what about the small businesses, who may need some extra support? Now, some of these also are practically like just one-person armies. And are small businesses equipped for the number of orders that they may, receive, especially during something like an Amazon Great Indian Festival?
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you look at the numbers, we have over 16 lakh sellers on the marketplace. As each of these sellers gear up to prepare themselves for the Great Indian Festival, which in many ways, by the way, right, for a lot of businesses today, for many of them, over 80% of the overall year sale happens during this period. Yeah, that's kind of number that happens. If you think about it, right, if you have friends, you have family who would be entrepreneurs or would be, running a business, this is that most crucial time of the year. Absolutely. Where this 80% of sales that I am talking about of the year actually happens. Yeah. So, the business is what is preparing for it. Now, how do we enable that? One of the things that we look at is looking at many elements of technology that we bring for our sellers in a big way. So we've been, over last 25 years, we've been investing in technology to make the entire selling on Amazon absolutely seamless for an entrepreneur, for, as you said, a person who himself or herself may be running the business.
Correct.
Or has a small team and is, of course, gradually building up the team and the business. Now, over these years, there are many technology and products that have happened. So, for example, last year we, announced a product called Sahay. Yeah.
Okay.
It is essentially an artificial intelligence based, product and a technology which allows our sellers to access many crucial elements of their business very seamlessly.
Okay.
Now, what are these crucial elements? For example, as a seller, if I may want to understand that what is the forecast or the demand that I can expect during a sale, because I have to plan my supply chain basis that.
Correct.
That may have a long lead time, and therefore a product or a technology which can help a small and medium business plan out how much they should manufacture, how much they should source during a festive sale becomes very important. So the product and technology helps them to forecast the demand very clearly, so that they could plan out, the business accordingly. Many of our sellers look at, introducing new launches during festive sale. It is a great time. Customers are looking at new products, new brands, new innovations. So, how we enable our sellers is to also help them list some of the new launches seamlessly.
Absolutely.
Today, we are deploying generative AI where our sellers could list their products and new launches with the, very few clicks. As basic as, for example, if you take an image of the product, the technology allows you to create a product detail page with a click of a button, which is the image itself. Yeah. That's the second aspect. The third aspect is again to, work with the sellers to say what kind of fulfillment, machinery that they could leverage with Amazon.
Right.
There are multiple options there that we work with our sellers on. They could leverage, let's say, getting their products into the fulfillment centers that we have.
Right.
Or they could convert their own warehouse into an Amazon-like fulfillment center using the Flex product that we have.
Okay.
Or they could, take the product called Easy Ship, where, for example, they could seamlessly list their product and we would pick up the product as a customer order comes in from their premises and ship to the customers. Yeah. So we make it convenient for our sellers in a way that they focus on their core business of innovating, thinking about how they can serve the customers while we take care of end-to-end aspects of complex areas like fulfillment, complex areas like listing, and making sure that technology comes there for them to be able to seamlessly, be ready for the festival and, spread smiles across customers.
Gaurav, it's actually quite phenomenal to see the kind of infrastructure and logistical support that you're offering your sellers, even the ones who are like a one-man or a one-woman army, because it's quite difficult to just focus, on your product and bettering it. So do you have people in, your seller community who have stood out and a story that is pretty close to your heart?
Sure, Supriya. There are many such stories, and I'll tell you why I say many such. Just last year, when we looked at the statistics of the Amazon Great Indian Festival, there were over 38,000 sellers who got their highest ever single day sales during the festival.
Oh, wow.
And there were many sellers who, in fact, the exact numbers were about 31,000 sellers who became Lakhpatis. Yeah,
Wow.
who sold at least over 1 lakh of sales during the festive season. Two brands, like one was called Akshay Kalpa Organics, and another one called the Baklava Box.
Okay.
For example, I recall at least got 4,000% spike over their BAU or business as usual days.
Wow.
But a story which truly is close to my heart is really, if you look at Moradabad. Now many cities in our country have something unique about themselves.
Right.
Moradabad is very famous for brass work. And there is this entrepreneur whose name is Faizan, and he's the owner of MF Handicrafts in Moradabad.
Okay.
Now, Faizan, before he was working with us, had multiple challenges of irregular supply chains, payment delays, per se. And not just him, but also many members of the industry were facing that. Now, Faizan digitized his business with Amazon, and since he's done that, he's been growing at over 60 to 70% every year. And something which we truly believe has created an impact on the lives, help him achieve his dreams in terms of how he was looking at, not just growing the business, but also simplifying, getting peace of mind, but also what stands out is that he's been able to take his business and his brand and his work, वो कारीगरी कहते हैं, to the entire country, where now his products reach the customers across every pin code in the country. Yeah, so that's something which we and I feel very, very close to.
That's wonderful. That's genuinely something so brilliant, because I feel like, and in Indian families, it's such a big deal when you're an entrepreneur, when you have your own business. And there is also a lot of fear when you're doing it alone, because आपको बहुत अकेला लगता है, आप सोचते हो, आप doubt करते हो अपने आप को. But then when anyone steps in, equally making you feel independent, that no, it's still your thing, we're here to support you. And I feel like Amazon is doing that beautifully, so kudos to that. Yeah, Gaurav, that's actually a wonderful story. Going on to my next question, the numbers that you've been giving me, mind-boggling for sure. That many sellers, insane. But what are some of the ways in which you empower them during these big events?
Yeah, so the preparation for Amazon Great Indian Festival starts many, many months before. And in many cases, it actually begins, after the previous year's Great Indian Festival.
Wow, that early.
Yeah, that's the way, right? And we look at, we are committed to making sure that every motivated seller, every brand, every entrepreneur, every small and medium business is poised for success. It's really their time to shine during this festive season.
Yeah.
And therefore, we work with them for months, as I said before. One of the things, for example, and we do many initiatives. So one of the things that we've done this year is to announce a seller fee reduction starting 9th of September. So the sales started on 27th September.
Right.
So we announced a seller fee reduction starting 9th of September across multiple product categories. And we believe that this has enabled our sellers, our brands, to be meaningfully able to bring many new products onto the platform, invest this seller fee reduction into investing back into their business for driving greater growth and stupendous success. So that's the first thing that we've done. The second is that over many weeks, we've organized seller connect events across cities. Now this brings many thousand sellers together,
right.
Where we engage with them with our leadership connects. Those are the masterclass sessions where we work with sellers to also partner with them in terms of what could work for them better in terms of preparing and gearing up for the festive season. And therefore, these connects, whether it is leadership or masterclass, engagements that we have as part of the Seller Connect events, again helps our sellers to gear up and prepare for the festive season.
Right.
Yeah. So, across these two large initiatives that we've taken, gearing up our sellers for the festive season, we've seen that the response from our sellers in terms of the enthusiasm, the way they've geared up for, as you said, bringing the best of deals for our customers, making sure they're all geared up with the inventory, the products lineup that they've had in terms of offering to the customers, is truly setting up this year's Great Indian Festival to be the best ever.
That's wonderful. And what's also very interesting to me is that even though every seller is working individually on their own enterprise, their own products, these Amazon meetups kind of make them also feel like they're a part of something. They're all together in this. Nobody really feels isolated that way also. And that's a great thing. That's a great initiative also from Amazon's end for their sellers as well. So Gaurav, as someone, as the normies, just sitting behind the screen, scrolling through, looking for products that we just want to buy, I don't think any of us really think about, the fulfillment process. Because हमें तो ऐसा लगता है ना, there are a bunch of people who are just picking up products, delivering it. But I really want to know that how does technology enter this, space, especially AI, ML, how do they play a role into making sure that, the fulfillment process is seamless?
Sure, Supriya. Let me first actually tell you that finally there has to be someone who has to bring the products to your place, right? Make sure that it is coming at the time it is promised.
Yeah.
So it is an immense amount of hard work that our delivery associates do to make sure that the promises are fulfilled, right? And that makes it truly incredible, right? In terms of making that happen. There is technology which enables our delivery associates, which is, of course, as I talked in the earlier segment on technology. So yes, apart from artificial intelligence, machine learning, there are proprietary fulfillment technologies that we've developed over many years per se, which enables our delivery associates and our end-to-end delivery network, which today allows us to have our delivery associates get to deepest corners of India from Lakshadweep to Leh. Yeah. But equally, you would be amazed that our delivery associates sometimes would also, take packets on horses, for example, in remote parts of the country. Yeah. And make sure that your promises are fulfilled. In that. Yeah. So that makes it really, very exciting and equally humbling in terms of how this magic of technology and people comes together truly.
Yeah.
Right. Equally, right, as I said, we have 16 lakh sellers, right? Over 16 lakh sellers. And we have 16 lakh sellers, then, we've built technology which enables, efficient operations for enabling these 16 lakh sellers as well, end to end.
Right.
One of the things, for example, is really about making onboarding experience absolutely seamless. Which is called SSR 2.0, which makes any new seller to come onto the marketplace and sell or start selling in a matter of few minutes. Yeah, it's as seamless as that. Second, during festive times, it is of course a crucial time. We spoke about it. So there is another technology we use called Sale Event Planner, which the sellers can access seamlessly. And, make sure that they self-serve, they self-configure what are the promotions they want to plan for their customers. Do they want to look at the inventory recommendation that the sale event planner provides them, and make sure that they leverage this technology to be completely geared up and then move fast in terms of what their customers need to be able to gear up and, of course, get the best sales that they've planned for.
Well, that's brilliant. But I can't help but ask a question which is not in our script today, that technology is obviously, all around. It's supporting us in many ways. And also when you speak of supporting the sellers on Amazon, how important is having a human touch to the process, according to you?
Yeah, so Priya, it is something which comes together along with technology in a big way.
Right.
Our account management teams work with the sellers to really work on advising them what could be potential growth areas.
Right.
Every entrepreneur in every business is different, right? And equally for many entrepreneurs, e-commerce space is new, right? So there is technology which operates at scale, and there is that human element of when the account management team interacts with the seller to make and talk the language of what is most relevant for that seller, for that entrepreneur in terms of growing that business. And therefore, that truly makes, Amazon, and that's what we aspire to be, that how do we make with this, the magic of combining the best of technology and the best of human connect as the number one launch pad for any new business, any new small and medium business entrepreneur, Amazon to be the marketplace of choice. Yeah, and that's what we aspire to with this combination.
Oh, that's incredible. When we think of delivery, especially जब हम बात करते हैं metro cities की, mostly seamless, you're well connected, but जब हम बात करते हैं deliveries की in remote areas, that can be very challenging. You've spoken about, your delivery associates actually really, really getting out of their comfort zone to just make sure that the buyers get what they need on time. Absolutely, comfortable process. Yes, they're pushing their limits as well. How difficult is it, and how, as a marketplace, you're making sure that you keep that process seamless? Also, I have another question to this. How does Amazon approach sellers in more remote areas of our country?
Right. Yeah. So, as we serve customers across 100% serviceable PIN codes in the country, equally, we are looking at today 3 out of 4 new sellers coming from tier 2 and beyond cities to join us on the marketplace. And a lot of this has also happened with the, with the reach of internet, with the growth of smartphone penetration in the country, and therefore the opportunities that e-commerce brings to entrepreneurs deeper in tier 2, tier 3 cities and beyond in the country. So therefore, we believe that that is an extremely important part for us to be able to cater to those sellers and of course customers as well in that part, and overall our country as well. So one of the things that we do is our fulfillment technologies are built in a way that can cater to various diverse needs of our sellers. So for example, if you are a seller in Hardoi in Uttar Pradesh, through the Easy Ship product, we could make sure that an Amazon associate picks up the products from your warehouse, wherever your warehouse may be located in the country, bring it back into our delivery stations and then service the customers, right? So making sure that in any part of the country you are as a seller, our network can also reach you to pick up your products and serve to the customers in an end-to-end machinery that we've built as a marketplace.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Second is that all the seller tools that I talked about, they are available in multiple languages. It is to also make sure that we are mindful of that what is the language of comfort that may be there for a seller is what they would be able to operate in. And therefore, language is not a barrier for them to truly execute and operationalize their business per se, in terms of making sure that the sellers are completely there on the marketplace. Yeah. So host of actions that and opportunities that we believe. If you look at ODOP, right, one district, one product, as a platform or of the government of India per se, it is rooted in the fact that there is innovation happening in grassroots, right? There are opportunities, there are potential solutions that entrepreneurs across length and breadth of the country are innovating today. We feel proud of the fact that we can provide entrepreneurs across grassroots of India to be able to have a national access of markets, national access of customers, and not just that, but actually be able to execute that as well in terms of the entire logistics that I spoke to you about as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. So nobody goes untapped.
Absolutely.
That's brilliant. Like giving them the support and then also giving them the exposure.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. So Gaurav, you come with a world of experience, and it's pretty evident that if there is one emotion that's at the center of this selling partner service, it's empathy. Could you share with us that one experience that made you go like, "Ha, jo kar rahe hain, hum wo sahi kar rahe hain," and we are fulfilling our purpose?
Yeah. So, Supriya, I must tell you, there have been many such experiences, and I'll tell you why I say that. Every time you meet a entrepreneur, you meet a seller on our marketplace, I truly see that how it is a very humbling experience. I feel it is a very humbling experience. It is, and the reason why I say that is, each of the brands come with a great idea. They look at how they can make it big, how they can impact lives in terms of their own teams or the customers across the country.
Right.
And Amazon that way is a true equalizer, right? Anyone who has a great idea can succeed. Yeah. Any customer who may want to buy from whichever part of the country, right? With what may be your age or your personal situation, as a democratizer, you can buy what you would like to buy, right? So both on driving and helping entrepreneurs and many, many thousands and lakhs of, small and medium businesses succeed. Every time I meet each of them as part of my engagements or many of the seller connects that I was talking to, it is truly humbling to be able to play a small part and small role in their success, and truly the impact that they are creating from a, India point of view. We look at really today saying we want to create, the government of India looks at creating 1 trillion digital economy.
Right.
A 1 trillion digital economy will happen with the efforts of each of these entrepreneurs that I just spoke about, right? And something which I feel very passionate about, that with the innovation that is happening in grassroots, it is a responsibility for us to be able to make and play a role in actually help them achieve that dream.
That's brilliant, because it's not that it's a community of sellers and buyers. It's more like a family that you guys have built with the kind of support that you've been offering. Well, that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. And I really want to thank you, Gaurav, because it has been such a pleasure knowing the behind the scenes of this extravaganza of a shopping festival that is the Great Indian Amazon Festival. Gaurav, thank you for talking to us and giving us such an insight into the whole process that goes on behind some of our most beloved products that we buy online. Thank you for being on the episode.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, that's it for today. This is me, Supriya, signing out.